Hi everyone, I'm Sushi Roll from 2tentsdown.com. Got another Q&A here. This will be number 6, and I'm going to get right into it. So, number 1, have you ever hitchhiked into towns? And what are our thoughts on that? Well, we hitchhiked today out of town. This sweet older woman gave us a ride, and she told us a really sweet story about how she wanted to hike, but she had really horrible rheumatoid arthritis, and she ended up getting a surgery that helped her get a little bit more mobile, and she was able to hike in the Himalayas. Just amazing. Sounds like a dream come true. Anyway, that was a really nice hitchhike. She was sweet, and we've had no issues hitchhiking so far, except that it's just kind of hard to get a hitch in some places. Like, some people don't necessarily want to stop for you, and in other places it's like you don't even have to really try. Someone will just pull over and you get right in. What do you think, Roar?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yes, sometimes I think people are hesitant, but it works out for the most part. Yeah. It might just take a while.
Yeah, no issues, and we haven't had any, like, you know, kind of scary experiences or anything like that.
And nor have we heard of anything either.
We haven't heard of anything. But I would still not do it if I was a girl alone. I would find another hiker to go with.
Yeah.
That would be my choice. Roar and I always go together, and if we can, we get a third person. And I would prefer not to do it alone. I would prefer to wait for another hiker. And I'd probably recommend that to somebody else. Okay, number 2, is the trail busy? It's been up and down. It's been, yeah, in the beginning it was really, really busy, and it was almost to a point of, you know, we're never alone for a while, until maybe Damascus, or when trail days happened, when we were a little bit past Damascus. And then it kind of dropped out. I think a lot of people got off the trail at that point, or got off the trail for a while and then maybe got back on. And then at Harper's Ferry it kind of dropped off even more, which is like the halfway point. And then it picked up again as we were getting through Pennsylvania into New York, and it's been pretty busy ever since. But we've been encountering southbound through hikers a lot recently, and we've also been hitting bubbles of northbound. So we'll go through like little bubbles, and we'll either stay with them or they'll pass us. Usually they pass us. But that's it. Yeah, it goes up and down, really. Let's see. Oh, we had number 3. More people asking, when do you plan on getting to Katahdin? So I'm just going to say again, we plan to get there at the end of September, and that has been a pretty steady date for us too, as a goal. That hasn't changed much, and it looks like we're still on target for the end of September.
And if we're not, that's going to be alright.
Yeah.
We'll just get there when we get there. We
have some extra time.
Yeah, hoping that weather permits, we'll be okay.
Okay, number 4, how are the flies? Well, we've gone through a cycle of insects. In Virginia, the black flies were really, really bad. Oh my, they were so bad. Biting black flies, awful. And then it kind of dropped off, and we got mosquitoes really bad starting in like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and now the mosquitoes are kind of dropping off, and it seems like more flies are coming. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it's been kind of cycles of insects, I guess. Okay, let's see. More people are asking about the natural bug spray. We've kind of stopped using it, and we haven't really been needing it anymore. When we did use it, we were rubbing essential oils, straight essential oils, on our faces and necks and shoulders and arms and stuff, and that seemed to help. But you have to reapply it a lot to make sure it works. Okay, and I have one more question here to wrap it up. Knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently? Roar and I talked about this one, and we have a couple things that we would do differently. Number 1, we would send different food in the boxes. I think there are certain foods we've realized we can't easily get on the trail, or they're really expensive to get on the trail. Some of those things would be like tuna packets, Spam packets, and candy bars get really expensive on the trail. Certain things like that, we would want to, you know, zero in on what we're actually eating, and not send things that we, of course, are sick of, you know.
Yeah.
So we just send different food.
Like some granola bars.
Yeah.
That now it's like you can't even look at, can you? Because you're like, whoa, just too much.
So,
I think variety is really important.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. The second thing is we wouldn't have worried so much about trying to be ultralight. I think we've been really loose as we've gotten further on the trail about carrying what we want to carry, what make us happy and comfortable out here, because I think that's as important as being comfortable hiking, like having a really light pack. And we, I mean, I guess it's just, it doesn't seem as important anymore. We tried to be ultralight coming out.
There's
not ultralight, but
yeah, we weren't ultralight, but there's a lot of talk about how the light, well, of course, the lighter your pack, the easier it is going to be on your body, you know, and that's totally true. And if you can go really light and be very comfortable, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But also, it isn't all that important as long as you're comfortable. And again, you don't have to be doing 20 miles a day to get there, unless that's what you want to do. And we've just learned we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We would rather be comfortable, take it at our pace and stuff. And is that
yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think so. Plus, I mean, and we haven't done any slack packing, but a lot of other hikers on the trail have done slack packing, and it's a really accessible thing to do. So if there are weight issues for any people that would want to come out on the trail, it is such an easy and accessible thing to do if you feel like you wanted to do slack packing because you're worried you can't carry the weight of a full pack.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is another option. If you know, we're really worrying about weight and trying to get your weight down, you might not have to have your weight be on your back every day if you work out slack packing throughout the trail, which a lot of people have done. Anyway, the next thing would be don't believe the hype. This is so true. A lot of people said Virginia would be flat. It totally wasn't flat. A lot of people said the trail will get easier. It hasn't gotten easier at all. It's always hard. It's always a challenge, but I mean, that's what makes it an amazing experience, you know? You are challenging yourself. What else do you know about don't believe the hype?
Anybody who wants to do it can do it. It's not just for a certain type of person or, you know, type of hiker. There are many ways to do it, and if you just have the grit and the determination, you can do it.
Yeah,
I reckon.
Yeah, there are a lot of you know, people saying this is the only way to do it, or this is the only way to do it, and I think what we've learned out here is there are so many different ways to do it, to do this hike, and you know, there's no one way.
For example, today at the grocery store, we bought an onion, and we're carrying out a fresh onion. And never would have thought that we could have done that, but we're going to, and we're going to eat that onion, even though it's fresh produce. And you think, don't do that. Well, don't believe the hype. You can bring veg.
You can do what you want if you're willing to carry the weight, if you're willing to, you know, do it. If you want specific things. Some people pack out an avocado and they put it on a bagel or something. Like,
and then when you're the person who didn't do that, you're so jealous.
You know, you see people carrying out an apple and eating an orange or something like that.
Broccoli.
Like, yeah, one guy
spinach,
had broccoli.
tomatoes.
Yeah, spinach. They're bringing out spinach. I mean, I would love to do that, except I can't really find a way to do that. I suppose you could put the whole bucket into a bag.
Maybe we will.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Okay,
all right.
Sush, what do you reckon?
Yeah, that'll be all. Thank you guys for watching. If you like it, hit subscribe. If you want to check out all the other social media stuff, it's 2 Tenths Down on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye.